We're about 40 minutes away from tip-off of Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been doing his part in this series, averaging 31 points, 14.5 boards per game, but his team is still down 2-0 in this series. And Stephen A. Smith, well, he was in Las Vegas last night, couldn't wait to get to Milwaukee. He loves that city. He and Michael Wilbon have more.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Listen, I look at Mike Wilbon right now. We're sitting here getting set for Game 3, and I'm thinking about the 23 points that Chris Paul put up, the 31 points that Devin Booker put up in Game 2, and I'm saying to myself, the Milwaukee Bucks have given Giannis Antetokounmpo no help. They've given him no help on the offensive side of the ball, and he hasn't received any help from the coaches as well, or Coach Mike Budenholzer to be specific. How concerned are you about what you've seen from the Milwaukee Bucks?
It's the same thing. That's why tonight I just believe the formula for Milwaukee, starting with all this energy, Stephen A. I mean, it's an amazing thing. They've been without the NBA Finals for 50 years, nearly 50 years. And I just expect all of them in that ensemble to play better. I don't believe in an X factor tonight. If Middleton doesn't have it, then Drew Holiday better. If Drew Holiday doesn't have it, then Middleton and Brook Lopez better. They have to rely on team play tonight, like we've seen the Phoenix Suns be able to rely on the entire Western Conference playoffs. That's what Milwaukee has to do. That's what I expect.
Listen, let me hear. I'm going to tell you right this. This is the game of basketball. I understand you need a collective effort, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. But in the game of basketball, offensively, if you got a superstar playing like a superstar,
gotta be a star,
and you got a star that plays like a star, that's enough to win you a game. To win you a game. I didn't say the series. I didn't say the series.
I don't know that's enough to win a game. You know what? 42-13 should have been enough to win Game 2, but it wasn't.
No, not when Middleton scores 11
That's my point. Those guys all better come to play, all of them. Or Milwaukee's going to wind up being down 3-0 in this series.
You, Mike Wilbon, if Chris Middleton shows up like he did in Game 5 and 6 against the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he gives you nearly a triple-double, averaging about 26 to 28 a game, and you join that with Giannis, I think that's enough to win a game. I think that's enough to win a game.
Not if Mikal Bridges plays like he did in Game 2. I mean, and by the way, Ayton did not play very well in Game 2. One of his few, only a couple of off games. You know what? The Suns don't have as much pressure on them tonight by far as Milwaukee does. Maybe the Suns feel like they're playing with house money. Maybe they come out here loose and relaxed and put up the kind of offensive game we know they can when they play all well and together. I'm saying to you, it got to be more than Giannis. It's got to be more than Giannis and Middleton. The Milwaukee Bucks better come with a collective effort tonight.
Listen, what does Phoenix have to make sure it avoids doing in a game like this? I think you get Ayton more involved. Don't let him be as limited as he was in Game 2. We saw Monty Williams preaching to him that this is when you show what you're worth, when the numbers ain't there for you, but you affect the game in different ways. I think that's incredibly important because Phoenix is thin on that front line with Saric out. You don't want to go to route of Frank Kaminsky, so if you're the Bucks, you should attack Ayton and trying to get him out of the game. I think they need to be worried about that. What about you?
I think they need to be worried about that with that thinner front line, and they can't fall way behind. With the energy in this building and Milwaukee playing off of that, they need to stay attached to Milwaukee. Look, they can be behind. They may trail for a while. They can't afford to fall behind like we saw them against the Clippers in one of the games they've lost this postseason and against the Lakers in another. They've got to remain close so they can be in their particular comfort zone, especially if they're going to get out and run and take some risk offensively in this game, Stephen.
So does that mean you have the Milwaukee Bucks winning Game 3?
I do. And I know you do too.
I do. Because I don't expect a sweep in this series.
No, I don't either.
And if the Milwaukee Bucks lose Game 3 tonight, bring out the brooms. Bring out the brooms. They're getting swept.
They've been working at this.
They better win tonight.
They've been working at this for 3 years.
Okay.
They've had disappointing losses in series the past 2 years.
Okay.
To avoid that, they've got to win Game 3 tonight.
I got you. For Mike Wilbon, Stephen A. Live from the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes, I'm here. Petitions and all. I'm still here. Back to y'all. Be sure to catch the Major League Baseball draft following us right here on ESPN. At the top of the hour, Pittsburgh Pirates got the #1 overall pick. You know what I care about most? New York Yankees, they got the 20th pick. I'm not sure I'm happy about that, but that's a story for a different day. Tonight, after the MLB draft, it's SportsCenter with SVP. He'll have live post-game reaction from Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Highlights of Novak Djokovic's historic Wimbledon win, and Taylor Twellman from London on the Euro 2020 final, won by. SportsCenter with SVP.
You weren't watching that very closely.
I know Italy won.
I wanted you to be paying more attention to that,
SportsCenter with
Stephen
SVP, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Giannis Antetokounmpo, there he is warming up, averaging 31 points and 14.5 rebounds this series, but the Bucks trail 0-2. He's going to need some help tonight if Milwaukee wants to make this a series. Giannis Antetokounmpo became the 4th player since the merger with 40 points and 10 rebounds in the finals loss. He joined LeBron James 3 times, Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley. Malika Andrews sat down with Giannis ahead of tonight's pivotal Game 3.
You guys come out, you guys show your support, and we're gonna get it done. We're gonna win the championship.
Giannis, when you signed the Supermax to stay in Milwaukee, you said that one of your intentions was to bring a championship culture here. And here you are, about to play in the first finals game in Milwaukee in nearly 50 years. What does that feel like?
It's a great feeling. Obviously excited to, play a game like that in Milwaukee. The fans, the city, everybody's going to be a part of it. I've been here 8 years now. This is an opportunity, that we have to, get it done.
And someone's down, and it looks like it's Giannis. This is something you absolutely don't want to see.
I know that you don't want to talk about your knee. Your knee's in the past, but you said that you didn't go back and watch that clip. Why did you make that decision?
Because when I watch the clip, I might be like, oh, it's way worse than what I felt. I'm always, telling myself, like, I don't feel pain. Like if you keep telling yourself you're healthy and strong, you're going to be healthy and strong. If you keep telling yourself you don't feel pain, you're not going to feel pain. Like that's, the mindset I have, and that's all I can, keep worrying about.
Plus, you look pretty healthy on that chase down block of Jay Crowder that you had the other day, so.
Yeah, I was okay.
Your free throws. You said that, of course, you hear the 1, 2, 3 from the entire arena. You can't not hear that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to hear 20,000 people screaming out of the lungs, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case might be. But it kind of feels good, though, when you make it. Like if it's quiet and you make it, it's normal filter. But when everybody's yelling and you make it, it kind of feels good. So I kind of like make it fun. They're just doing their job. They're just enjoying the game.
You said that you feel like you've matured over your time in the league. How has that served you?
I'm still going hard as hell. Like that's who I am. I should not be playing a game 6-7 days after I almost was out for the year. But that's who I am. I'm like, well, I don't care, And there's people that help me manage that drive, because sometimes that drive can throw you off the cliff. That's who I am, and that's who I'm gonna always be. Not just in basketball, but that's how I am in life.
Perk and Wilbon back with me right now. That's Giannis Antetokounmpo right there doing everything he can, planning to do everything he can to avoid the Bucks from going down 0-3 tonight. Wilbon, I'll start with you. What more can Bucks fans expect from this man? 42-12 in Game 2. They still lost. What more can they expect from him?
To lift his teammates. That's what he's got to do. His game, you can't ask any more for him. A 40-point, 10-rebound game. Look, he needs 35 and 12 or 13 again tonight. Lifting his teammates, inspiring them, threatening them, cajoling them, doing whatever he has to do to get more out of the rest of that ensemble is what Giannis has to do tonight.
Perk, what more can Giannis do?
Nothing, Stephen A. When you look at it, man, look, Giannis is the most dominant player in the NBA, and no one can stop him, right? But he has to stop being so friendly with his teammates. He has to call them out. That energy in that clip that we seen, him bringing that energy, trying to fire those guys up, that's the approach he got to have, that killer mentality. You can't have that mentality of being friendlier than a popsicle. You got to go out there and demand them to do their jobs.
Wilbon, when you say that he's got to uplift his teammates, is there a particular individual that you're prioritizing more than anybody else?
All of them. I don't care. I don't believe in an X factor tonight. I don't believe, well, whose night is it? The whole team, as you have been saying for 72 hours, the whole team has got to be into this. I don't care if it comes out of nowhere. Mikal Bridges had 27 points the other night for the Phoenix Suns. I don't care if it comes from a surprise person on this team, a roster, a guy off the bench, Robin Lopez.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I'm looking at that man right there. That's where I'm at with this, Perk, real quick, Perk. I'm right there. Middleton is the guy tonight. That's the guy that has to step up more than anybody else if they're going to win Game 3, Perk. Where are you with that?
You know what? I agree with you on that one, Stephen A. But I'm also, where the hell is P.J. Tucker? Okay? P.J. Tucker is a guy that could impose his will on this series. We know how valuable he is doing things, winning plays that don't show up in the stat sheet. They need him to make those chippies around the basket and knock down those corner threes because he's so valuable on the defensive end. But if he's not making shots, then they can't keep him on the floor.
I got you. I wanted to disagree with you. I wanted to be able to say, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But you didn't.